Good day, my name is Michael Roberts, and I am from Hillview College. I am also a participant in the New Year's Teach Me National Students Innovation Competition 2021. The project theme for this competition is the economy and its challenges due to COVID-19. The name of my draft prototype proposal is Sangre, Grande, Agriville, Let's Go Green. So what exactly is the problem in Trinidad and Tobago? Based on the project team that I mentioned before, Trinidad and Tobago is facing a serious economic crisis due to the onset of COVID-19. With the sudden closure of businesses for the extended periods of time, firstly, some businesses could not withstand the pressure and were therefore forced to close. As a result, this led to massive job loss. Also, with the closure of our country's international borders, this led to food shortages, which ultimately caused extremely high food prices. And furthermore, the cost of living also significantly increased. So how can we solve this big problem? My idea to solve this economic catastrophe is the innovation of governmental green super farms in every district in Trinidad and Tobago. However, due to the current financial constraints of the government of Trinidad and Tobago at present, I propose that only one of these green super farms is constructed for now. As the business idea makes profits, it will then fund future green super farms. Firstly, my farm idea would be called Agriville, Let's Go Green. The very first Agriville will be constructed in the east of Trinidad and Tobago in Sangre Grande. Therefore, the full name of this farm is called Sangre Grande Agriville Let's Go Green. If we were to have other farms in the future, the district's name would be placed before the word Agriville. Example, Port of Spain Agriville, Arima Agriville, etc. The purpose of Agriville is to create a massive organic farm that is run by the government, which will supply hundreds of people with jobs in a particular district. With the use of modern technological agricultural practices, Agriville should be extremely productive and consequently yield tons of food for the country, and even increase our country's export of agricultural goods and decrease the overall import of food. This of course will therefore assist and even eliminate the problem of food security in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition, the abundance of food will cause a domino effect and will therefore force food prices and in particular market goods to significantly decrease and thereby cause the overall cost of living to lower in our country. All in all, this will help to create social and economic sustainability for our country and its citizens. Furthermore, the entire Agriville is green. This means that Agriville will be a sustainable, organic farm which will run solely on clean energy, like solar power and wind energy. This will reduce our country's carbon footprints. As a result, Agriville will be here to stay for many, many generations to come, as it does not pose a threat to our Earth, thereby not exhausting our Earth's natural resources or causing more ecological damage. This would therefore ensure that future generations would be able to enjoy our Earth's natural resources. Moreover, this use of renewable resources to run Agriville will ensure our country contributes to environmental sustainability. This is a closer view of the operation of Sangre Grande Agriville. Let's Go Green. Firstly, Sangre Grande Agriville will be constructed on an extremely large portion of land that will be carefully selected and cleared in the Sangre Grande area. The ongoing problems of flooding and soil fertility would be carefully considered as well. Firstly, the entire portion of land would be fenced and secured properly to eliminate property theft and reduce any criminal elements. The entire Agriville would be divided into sections for multiple agricultural purposes. Starting from the back of the large property, one of the sections of Agriville would be solely dedicated to the cultivation of long-term crops. For example, acres of land would be devoted for crops like cocoa trees, coffee trees, coconut trees, fruit trees, citrus, etc. This would be called Sangre Grande Agriville acreage. Skilled people who live in Sangre Grande would be trained and hired to work machines like excavators and tractors to clear the land. Also, people would be employed to plant, maintain, reap, and sell these long-term products. It must be noted that all machinery bought and used on Agriville would be solar-powered, operated, or at least used compressed natural gas that is cheaper, greener, and more efficient. Another section of land will be named Sangre Grande Agriville Farmhouse. This farmhouse will act as a temporary living and resting quarter for overnight farmers, etc. It will also house tools and food for animals. These farmhouses are designed to use solar and wind energy. The proportion of land is also used to store machinery that will be used on Agriville. The next portion of land would be used as a house barn and act as a ranch to house and breed horses and other animals. Therefore, you will see here a modern technological solar-operated stable and a round pen, which is an enclosed area used for horse training. This section would also be called Sangre Grande Agriville Ranch. People who live in Sangre Grande will be employed as grooms, trainers, stable workers, ranch hands, etc. Opposite this area would be a section designed with animal pens like sheep, cattle, pig, goat, chicken, rabbits, etc. Each pen would have an automatic solar operating watering trough system. This section is called Sangre Grande Agriville Animal Husbandry. This is because this unit is concerned with animals that are raised for meat, fiber, milk, etc. Many Sangre Grande residents would be employed as farmers and ranch animal farm workers who would clean the pen, food, and take care of the animals daily. The next section on Sangre Grande Agriville would be called Sangre Grande Agriville Aquaculture. Aquaculture can be described as the farming or husbandry of aquatic organisms under controlled or semi-controlled conditions. It is regarded as a means of reducing fishing pressure on marine fisheries resources and meeting increasing demands for fish and fishery products via culture methodologies. As such, this part of Agriville is basically a fish farm that has organic man-made ponds that are rare fishes like cascadura, tilapia, pacu, etc. Sangre Grande residents would also be trained and hired to be qualified fish farmers who would be able to employ modern technological techniques when rearing freshwater fishes. The aqua farmhouse will also be totally run with solar clean energy. Another section of Sangre Grande Agriville has 3 solar and wind power operated greenhouses. In these greenhouses, we will adopt unique farm practices of growing crops within sheltered structures covered by a transparent or partially transparent material. The main purpose of greenhouses is to provide favorable growing conditions and to protect crops from unfavorable weather and various pests. This section is called Sangre Grande Agriville Greenhouses. We will also adopt modern technological practices like indoor hydroponic cultivation of vegetables and herbs. Jobs available at this section of Agriville includes horticulturists, greenhouse technicians, etc. Furthermore, at the very front of our compound, there is a section named Sangre Grande Agriville Fields. This is where organic vegetables are grown by using sustainable agricultural techniques. This produces healthy food without depleting natural resources, including land, air, and water. Our Agriville fields adopt methods like drip irrigation, pest control methods that are friendlier to land, air, and water supply than harsh chemicals, and solar power. Some of the crops can be grown on our fields include pumpkin, carrots, tomatoes, corn, watermelons, cabbages, and lettuce. Also, crop rotation is done on our fields to maximize soil nutrition. There are also lots of solar and CNG operated machinery that can be found on this section, and tools that are used on the fields. Jobs in this section of Agriville includes machinery operators, farmers and help farmers who are involved in planting, cultivating, and performing post-harvest duties. Lastly, the final section on this super farm is called Sangre Grande Agriville Marketplace. This is a unique vending area which sells our Agriville organic produce. Some of our items are sold are our crops from Agriville fields such as pumpkins, carrots, tomatoes, corn, watermelons, cabbages, and lettuce, and poultry products like eggs, fishes, and fresh meat like chicken, goat, beef, and pork. Employment opportunities for Sangre Grande residents in this marketplace include vendors, cashiers, security officers, etc. In addition, plastic bags and plastic products are discouraged on our farm, and as such, the use of recyclable bags are given to customers when they purchase goods. In closing, Agriville is so huge that there are solar carts available for shuttle services to tour the property. I was fortunate enough to have Roblox Studio to use to build my design of Sangre Grande Agriville Let's Go Green. As such, I was able to incorporate my coding skills to simulate how buying and selling would be like in a real-life Sangre Grande Agriville marketplace. I coded the menu using one of Roblox local scripts, and then after replacing it with my own programming, I used various functions and variables to program the buttons to be clicked, so the player would be able to spend their own Robux to buy different poultry products from the menu. The entire menu was designed using frames, text boxes, text labels, and UI buttons. Color were later added to the menu using the properties panel. Some of my code consisted of if statements and different functions such as on mouse click, find first child, and different local statements to connect the objects to their parent element within the game. I also coded the menu to appear only if the players were to go close to it. On the other hand, if the players move away from the counter, they will immediately respawn to the start of the marketplace. Ultimately, Agriville will save lots of money on the cost of electricity bills, and there will also be low maintenance costs. In addition, and most importantly, this will decrease our carbon footprint, and thereby save our environment for future generations to come. I believe my prototype proposal is functional as it serves to solve the economic catastrophe in Trinidad and Tobago. Certainly, Agriville has come to the rescue, as it would solve the unemployment crisis, the problem with food security, and significantly lower our cost of living in our country. In addition, the novel idea is extremely innovative and will put our country, Trinidad and Tobago, on the map as a leader in the Caribbean who promotes the 3 pillars of sustainability. I would therefore highly recommend and encourage our Trinidad and Tobago government to quickly adopt this idea. Well, this is Michael Roberts saying, let's create Sangre Grande Agriville and let's go green. I do hope that you enjoyed my presentation.